Tournament, viewers. Wait, this is really close. How about this? How about I make a viewer tournament and we'll compromise? Let's make a viewer tournament. I haven't done one of these in a long time. How do I even make a tournament? Tournament. Create new tournament. We'll make it like 5 + 0, I guess. It's like quick enough, but not absurdly like long, and we can get in enough games. So initial clock time 5 minutes. Duration, I'll make it an hour. 2 minutes to join. I think this is good enough. I'll share the link in the chat to make things easier for people. Oh, Toilet Lagan said 3-0. Too late. Can I play Stockfish 10? I could, but not now. It's Bits from Coward Pawn. Thanks for the bits. Have I tried other strategy games like Japanese chess or shogi? Or wait, is that just one game? Japanese chess shogi. Is that separate or the same thing? I tried learning shogi once. I was with a friend, Grandmaster Yuri Shulman, who went through like a shogi phase, and he was trying to teach me. But I didn't get very far because I couldn't distinguish the pieces. Because all the pieces are just like Japanese characters, and they're just like all these squiggly lines. And it was just too difficult to keep track of everything. But it seemed like an interesting concept. Like seemed very comparable to like Crazy House. You like take a piece and you put it back on the board. Other games that I'm into are Scrabble and Boggle. I like word games. And more recently, this game, Settlers of Catan, which I was playing with other chess players, and there's an app for it. But nothing has really stuck too much. I have considered streaming Scrabble though, because there are like some internet Scrabble club sites. Oh, this tournament starts very soon. Did I share the link? I forget if I shared the link. I'll share it one more time. How many players are there? There's 37 players already. Okay. Looks like I'm going to play Apollo 6 first round. What's Berserk? No mercy. This time I'll be aggressive because it's Blitz. See what he wants to do. Okay, playing a Stafford Gambit. This is like by far one of my favorite Blitz openings because there's so many traps. And Bishop E2 is probably the best move. I have to remember what to do. I think Queen D6. So far he's playing pretty much correctly. Like ensuring that I can't play knight G4. But we'll see if he can keep it up. Maybe I should have played Queen D4. I forgot to play Queen D4. Ooh, I can still play Queen D4. Because earlier if Bishop E3 I could take on B2. But here it's almost just as good. He has to make some concession. I think there's only one move for white. And the problem is I don't really have that much. And I'm low on time because I berserked. Wow, so we have 181 subs, which is far more than just an hour ago. I played Bishop B6. Queen D8 is kind of depressing. Do I have to do that? Probably. I played Bishop B6 so D4 doesn't attack my bishop, That way if he plays d4, I just win the pawn. So he's up a pawn, but still a little bit underdeveloped, and he can't castle. So arguably there's still some compensation. There's a really cool move I want to play here, which I think I'll play. It violates some principles, mainly leaving the knight attacked by a pawn. But we'll see if he sees the threat. I want to play knight e3 and fork. Let's do it. I was also threatening queen h4 with force mate. So knight f3 defended against that at least. But now I have a bishop in his territory, which is actually kind of hard to remove. This bishop has no legal moves, and my bishop prevents stuff. Will probably prevent prevent white from castling later. Let's put the queen here, or d6, maybe d6. I'll just keep making threats and hope he misses them or just gets tired from defending them. I think there's only one move here for white. Only one move that I see. Because this is a monster threat. Maybe there's a few moves. Yeah, that was the one move that I saw. I'm going to put the queen on h6. Now I'm threatening just to win the pawn back. These pawns look strong, but I think they're a little bit overextended. I also have the idea of playing queen f4, just trying to find my way to f2. Concrete chess. Is that when the chess pieces are made out of concrete, as opposed to wood chess? So he defends the pawn. So I'm just going to keep making threats. This is what we call initiative, where every move you just make a threat and you keep the opponent on the defense. If he somehow defends g3, then I'll probably play c5, keeping the initiative. I also could maybe just take the knight and win the pawn. I'm also threatening g2, so he plays bishop f3, but that allows queen g3. King e2 is forced, and I can take this. And now this king cannot get off the e-file. It can move back, but it doesn't really help. Now I'm threatening a large number of discovered checks. Oh, there is a move here for white. Bishop e4, that's the best move. Now my bishop is undefended. I could just take the knight. Yeah, I think I'll do it. And now somehow I'm up a pawn. With a decent position, I can still castle either side, and b2 is attacked, so I'm keeping initiative even more. Queen b3, good move. Could castle kingside. I think I'll castle, or I'll play bishop d7 first. I'm trying to bait him into taking the pawn. If he takes the pawn, I'll be happy, because the open file is more valuable than the pawn. So queen takes b7, I just castle kingside. And if not, I probably castle queenside. So I'm finally up on time. I castle queenside because I want rooks here and here as quickly as possible. He might have some attack though, to be a little bit careful. Rook b4. Probably have to play b6. If he attacks a pawn, I might have to play a5 or king b7. It should be safe though. And I have enough time. Perpetual checkmate already has 4 points. And I've yet to score any tournament points. Wait, is my mic bad? Hopefully it's not too bad. Apologies if it was too bad. I'm gonna attack the rook. I'm not threatening to take the rook, or am I? I am, with the queen. Okay, he's gonna flag. Hopefully. I'll trade queens. And now I have a pawn diamond. That was nice. I like this formation. Okay, back to tournaments. That was an interesting, kind of hard-fought game. A Stafford Gambit. All about initiative. Yeah, if the audio issues persist, let me know. I'm next to an airport, so I feel like there could be like frequencies in the air or something. We have a Scandi. Let's play b4. I didn't say this beforehand, but I might try and play a gambit every game in this tournament. But he declines the gambit, but gives me some lead in development. b5 is going to come. Again, I think it's all about initiative. Like my next several moves should be attacking black, slowing down development while improving position. Like 94 probably coming next. For those of you who just joined, if you want to play in this tournament, I'm doing kind of a surprise viewer tournament. I'm leaving a link in the chat. You'll have a chance to play me. I don't know how many players there are. When it started, there were 37. Okay, so the queen's attacked. Now he's attacking my rook. Let's defend and... ooh, he's attacking the pawn too. So let's play this. Maybe preparing this. f5 would be interesting. f5 probably d4. So attacking the queen and developing. If he takes on b5, I take on f6 with my bishop. Yeah, there's an airplane coming overhead. I'm very curious if people can hear it, because I feel like the mic should do a good enough job not allowing background noise to come through. Oh, 73 players playing now. Nice. My bishops are immaculate. These are like the Danish gambit bishops, but I'm not down any material. I'm ready to castle. Life is so good. And he's not developed. But he's about to be developed, so how do I punish him? Maybe f4, f5? Yeah, just keep attacking the queen. If queen here, then d4. And I want to open up the center files before he can castle. So at some point I'll play one of these pawn breaks. I think f5 makes the most sense. I want to open up the files where my major pieces sit. Like it's move 17 and still black only has the queen developed. It's like nothing has changed since move 2. Okay, bishop d6. So he wants to castle, but let's take the pawn. If bishop takes, I play d5. Oh, I can't play d5 because it's pinned. Oops. Let's play c4, threatening this. More bits from Serenilio. Thanks for the bits. Every time I stream, it seems like Serenilio is cheering. 500 bits. I was watching one of my old YouTube archive streams the other day, and I think it was a video the very first time Serenilio cheered, because I was trying to pronounce his name, but now it's just second nature. Let's play this. Like, the queen is almost trapped. The queen has to move here, and then at the very least I can win the pawn. At the very most, I'm winning everything. It's bishop c6 check. And then d5 probably. Whoa, he's sacking. Let's, ooh, do I want to take? Life choices. Let's take, because it's material. I'll play king h1. I want to play d5, but I didn't want to allow bishop takes c5 with check. Now d5, he just takes it, but then queen e5. So tactics. I think it works. If he doesn't take it, then d6 might come. Kiyomi wants to join the tournament, but your food will burn. Are you torturing your food? You could join the tournament and like hire a butler maybe. Ooh, mate. It was easier to see the bishop attacked than the battery. Long distance. Okay, back to tournament. Hey, I'm in the lead. First place out of 87 players. Are we going to hit 100 players for this tournament? For those watching, you can join by clicking the link in the chat. But people are close behind. Daniel Moreno. Daniel Moreno is like maybe one of the first ever viewers to my stream. Definitely within the first like 50. Maybe first 20. Okay, so waiting for a game. Only 14 minutes in. A lot more chess to be played. Playing chess 11. Good luck. I'm gonna play the same opening I played the first game, or yeah, the first game. If he takes, I play knight c6. Usually a good sign when white starts thinking here. I have to assume that everyone playing me is also watching the stream. So this time he doesn't take the knight, which allows me to win back the pawn. And now I have knights in the center. I've had games recently where players play queen e2, where then I would have to play queen e7 and break the pin. And it leads to maybe some slightly better position for black. Because black is already ahead, like slightly ahead in development. I'm tempted to take on f2, just go completely insane. But let's not. There's an opening called the Kashrin Gambit, where white sacks a piece like this against a Petrov. But in the Kashrin Gambit, white has two center pawns. Speaking of center pawns, if he plays d4, it's completely symmetrical. But he doesn't. Okay, that's good. Now I'm threatening pawn d4. And again, I want to castle and maybe try and prevent white from castling if I get a rook to e8. What is fork knight? You tell me. Is it fork knight if the knight is doing the forking, or if the knight is getting forked? Not entirely sure. Okay, now rook e8 is actually a move, but he takes some precautions. I think I'll play queen d6. This is a multi-purpose move. First of all, I get out of the pin. Secondly, I want to play knight e4 at some point and leave the bishop awkward, because I'm also preventing bishop f4. Now the question is, do I play knight e4 immediately, or do I take first? Let's take first. Conceding the bishop pair, but this knight is now very powerful, and it's kind of forking stuff. Oh, I forgot to berserk this game, so I have time. That's nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my stream category is still playing chess and not playing Fortnite. I wonder if I switched it to Fortnite, but was still playing chess, if I would get more viewers that way. Probably not. So, I mean, the bishop could move back to d2, but that looks very, very passive. Queen d3. Bishop f5 is the first move that comes to mind. No need to calculate, just align the bishop with the queen. If the queen moves to e3, I align my rook with the queen. It's always a good thing, at least middle game strategy-wise, to align your lesser valuable pieces with your opponent's more valuable pieces. It's like bishops and rooks aligned with your opponent's kings and queens can lead to tactics. In this case, I'm threatening some knight g3 move with a fork knight. Prefer regular openings. Maybe next game I'll play a regular opening. What opening do you prefer? Maybe I'll take some recommendations. Knight g3 would run into queen takes g3, so let's just win a pawn. Bishop's also not defended, but my bishop is also not defended. So I'll win the pawn first. And now I'm defending my bishop. I'm threatening to win white's bishop. I'm also threatening moves like knight takes f2 with discovery. This looks nice. e4, e5. Well, that was this game, e4, e5. But I played a kind of obscure opening emerging from e4, e5. London is nice, Queen's Gambit. What is a fettuccine? This is a free bishop. And I keep initiative. And the queen is tied down to defending this bishop. If queen e3, I probably just trade queens. Can you play the Yurosov Gambit? I actually don't know too much about the Yurosov Gambit. It's one of these openings I should take a day to study. But yeah, I only know the first few moves, but I haven't dug too deeply into the variations yet. England Gambit. I guess it depends what my opponent plays, or who I play. And then, okay, what were... Oh, Spock Chess asking Caro-Kann French. Is that c6 combined with e6? Let's just play French. French is fun sometimes when you win. And French is an opening that I've actually played a couple times in tournament play as a surprise weapon. And actually both tournament games I had went into this line, this knight d2 line, so this is still preparation. And I know a little bit about this variation. I like to play a sideline here involving b6 and then, or c5 and then b6. Simple positional idea of trading off my worst piece for white's best piece. So that's what I'll do. And there's a lot of these types of lines in the French. You can play a bit more offbeat, like off main line. It's preserving the bishop, which is interesting. But now my bishop is just so happy along this diagonal. If queen a4 forking, I'd probably play queen c8 defending. And there's some annoying pressure on the pawn, which he takes care of. I don't think I want to castle, though. Castling would be risky. So what to do? Play b5. I actually was teaching the other day and I was showing a student very similar position. I was telling them the plan with b5, so I guess I'll go for this. Like b5, b4, trying to undermine white's pawn chain. Ah, Eddie 139. I know exactly what you're talking about with the fettuccine. Like Alejandro Ramirez teaching little kids openings. And one of the kids said fettuccine when they meant to say fianchetto. And then Alejandro couldn't stop laughing. Ah, that was an old video too. Okay, b4. Let's do it. My bishop is happy again. He wants to play knight h5 and do some weaknesses. So now I think I'll play g6. It's very common for black to leave the king in the center in these types of structures, because the center is closed, and usually white tries to attack on the king side. Meanwhile, black wants to attack on the queen side, or at least play positionally. Sometimes h5 is included too, to discourage g4. But h5 might invite like some sacrifice on g6. I think for now I can just... Wow, knight e2. Didn't he just play knight f4? So he's just losing time? Like I just got a bunch of free moves. I got this and this and this. And he just did this and this. Yeah, it's hard for white to actually figure out what to do here, because it's not easy to develop the queen side. If he moves the bishop, it might invite like the queen coming to b2. It's another reason why I like this line, because if I don't castle king side, then white doesn't have a clear like attacking plan. Maybe I'll play bishop h6. But we'll see. Bishop e3, okay. So takes, and queen b2. He probably moves the bishop to c2. I'm just going to leave all the tension. Play this. Like when in doubt, when pawns are attacking each other, it's not a bad idea to just leave them be. If he ever takes, it probably benefits me somehow. If he takes this way, there's less defense here. h4, so he wants to play h5. Thinking about this maneuver, get the knight to c4. But do I play h5 first? Probably not. This h5, I mean, what's the threat? If he takes, I take back. I feel like his knight should have stayed on f4. What do I play against knight c3 when I play the French? It's an interesting question, because usually if I play the French in a tournament, I'll only play French against players who play knight d2, because I don't want to mess with the knight c3 lines. If I had to prepare something, I'd probably prepare either Fort Knox, which is just solid if you know what you're doing, which is essentially Rubinstein French, with bishop d7, bishop c6. Or I would prepare some of, like, one of these weird winnower sidelines, like where you play, what is it, bishop b4 against knight c3, and then when they play e5, play a move like queen d7, some deeper positional ideas. I want to take, but I also want to play knight c4. Let's play knight c4 first. If h5, I might consider g5. And then if knight h3, I would have a fork knight. Queen c2. Really applying pressure to g6. But g6 is still pretty solid. I'm now going to take, because if we trade queens, I feel like more of the focus will be on the queen side. And maybe I can make further progress. There's also some idea bishop takes h4, knight takes h4, and g5, again with a fork knight. wonder how many times I can say fork knight this stream. Oh, he's about to lose on time, so that's also nice. Congratulations per lane for winning a game. Densey 121 is a new chess player. Let me focus for a moment. Ooh, attacking this, and a7's undefended, but his rook is hanging, so probably bishop b5. Bishop b5, queen takes a7, queen takes a1. My knight defends my rook. Ooh, there's bishop takes g6 with discovery. Then I probably take the rook and then take his bishop. So I lost a queen, but I got a rook, another rook, and a bishop for it. He got queen and pawn. So technically won some material. Let's retreat the bishop. Hey, Britak, hosting with 6 viewers. Is that a chess streamer? Doesn't sound familiar. Thanks, Britak. Or is it Britak? Okay, let's flag this guy. Bishop b7. Bishop c8. Is that trapping the queen? Where does the queen move? Free queen. He had to move to c6. Like, this is almost a queen trap. Queen c6. Knight a5. Queen c7. Bishop here. Wait, I think this is actually trapping the queen. And it's funny because a lot of these moves are retreating moves. Like starting with bishop b7, the only safe queen move is queen c6. Then I play knight a5, retreating. The only safe queen move here is queen c7. Then I retreat again, bishop d8. The only safe queen move is queen d6. And then rook b6 traps the queen. Yeah, that would have been nice. But okay, that's good enough. Back to tournament. Ooh, I was passed by maybe Scotch G. Okay, it's getting competitive. And Daniel Moreno tied for first. Also doing some berserking. Alright. There's a question from Densey. I'm a very new chess player. I play e4, e5 as white and black. I respond to d4 with the King's Indian. Okay, I like positions where I get black. As King's Indian, are there openings I can play? I mean, you could play the King's Indian attack. You're asking if there's openings you can play to get a similar structure as white. Just look up King's Indian attack. Type into Google King's Indian attack chess games, and you should get a list of games from a website, chessgames.com, and you'll see how white attacks with the King's Indian attack. It's a nice opening if you like that structure. So there's 124 people playing this tournament. Oh, maybe you should do more tournaments like this. Okay, let's play the King's Indian attack if I'm talking about that opening. Also, thanks for the bits, Heart Weisennoodle. Always showing up. Oh, I forgot to berserk. Oops. So essentially this is a reverse King's Indian, but the plans usually stay the same, with eventually playing e4, provoking d4, and then going for eventual f4, f5. So I play knight e1 to prepare this. And he's not castling, which maybe not a bad strategy. If he castles kingside, then I just attack on the kingside. Castling queenside makes things interesting, because I'm in shape to attack on the king side. But now he's trying to attack on the king side. What is going on? I think I can take this and have a fork. It's a little bit complicated though. Hey, a sub from an attenuate life. Thanks for the sub. Okay, he's thinking. He's realizing the danger. Probably. I know what I would do here if I were black, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to give him any clues. What do I think about the woodpecker method? I actually don't know what that is. I've heard it mentioned. Knight takes d4 is the best move, unfortunately for me. Yeah, maybe I'm not winning material. Sadly. That's a good move. Takes... I'm going to try and just keep initiative though. Oh, he could take with queen. He could also just like leave my knight pinned. So now maybe rook f5. Or queen e2. Yeah, the position isn't actually that like attractive for white. I could also take and play king h1, which doesn't look attractive. I think I'll play queen e2. Getting my queen off the file, bishop d4. Maybe rook c1? c7's the target. He's playing very, very fast. Knight g4. Maybe rook f5? Rook f5 takes... Thinking I could take with queen. And then he can take. This is scary. If I take... Oh, my king doesn't want to be on g1. Okay. I'll try and play it as safe as I can. Now I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. Because if h4, g4, as long as the h-file doesn't open, should be okay. He might win a pawn on b2, but oops, I just turned off the light. Queen, ooh, f7's hanging? That's an unexpected gift. Now c7's attacked. Wow, things are going to get complex. I think I'm going to take here. I don't think taking works. If he takes, then there'll be 2 rooks for a queen and some pawns. I think I'll take on h4 first. How many pawns do I have? I have 3 pawns and a queen for the 2 rooks. So white should be better. As long as the rooks can't coordinate too well. There's some tactic, like if takes h4, I have queen g3. With a fork rook. Or fork queen. Queen fork. What tournament is this? This is the I Am Eric Rosen arena. You can join if you want. Just click the link in the chat. I can take on a7 maybe. Let's take a7. Another free pawn. If he takes on d3, I fork again. It's a great thing about a queen in an open position. There's so many potential forks if pieces are left undefended. Time situation, not too bad. Thinking e5. Then rook c6. Let's do this first. Maybe this and now e5 next. And he can't actually save both rooks because it's a skewer. Like normally the rooks could defend each other somehow, but e5 also covers f6. And if he counterattacks anyway, like rook f1, just king g2. Okay, that was nice. Maybe not the best demonstration of the king's Indian attack, but at least I got to show like at least the opening setup. At some point my position was not so preferable, but somehow it worked out. So Daniel Moreno leading the tournament, berserking more than me. Will I get to play him? He's playing right now. Would actually prefer black in that position. We'll see what happens. Let's berserk. I'll play aggressively. Will we have a Budapest? Please play c4. Ah, that's the problem with the Budapest. Can't play it against knight f3. So I'll play a QGD. e3. Let's play a semi-Slav. c5. c5 is usually a positional mistake because of a5. I learned this idea back when I was like 700 or 800 rated. Back when I was, I think 8 years old, my first chess coach taught me this. And I was so happy to like learn it, as it shows the beauty of like pawn structure being destroyed. And this pawn I don't think can be defended. How about grabs? I don't play the grab most of the time. Okay, let's take. I feel like there's a decent chance he's going to run into some like queen a5 tactic. Like if queen b3, I'd take and play. Maybe I can't do it here. Maybe I can play knight e4 first. If he takes on g7, I don't know what's going on. Queen a4. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed that. That's okay. I still have initiative. I'm threatening to take here. I have threats of queen a5. Material is equal. My center is decent. More bits from Vidamian. Thanks for the bits. So queen a5 is still an idea. And the goal is just to prevent white from castling. If knight d2, I take and play knight e4 again. So knight's pinned. I don't have too much time to think. Takes. I want to play rook b8, but I don't think that works. Car alarm's going off. I don't know. I'm going to play f5. Idea of some rook lift. Maybe not the best move, but I'm trying to do something. Ooh, free knights. Rook d1 would have been probably best for white. Like over defending and then preparing to castle. Ooh, I was not expecting that. Forgot about that move. I think I'm okay. Like there's no checks to the king. If he attacks c6, I have like this move. Oh, there's that check. Oh my gosh, I might be losing this. Wait, I can't, that's not even legal. I have to run. Oh, this is very unpleasant. Completely forgot about queen g7. At least I'm not like completely dead yet. Like bishop d7 keeps me alive. What is the pawn count? Pawn count is equal, so I'm just down the exchange. My knight is centralized. Could be much worse. Could be better too, like given the opening. More bits from Vidamian. Don't distract me. This is a pressure situation. He's attacking this. What do I even do? how do I defend? Knight. Oh, this is so unpleasant. I don't see how to defend. Maybe queen c3? And then rook d8. I have 19 seconds left. And this is rated too. No. Oh, maybe I play... Maybe I play knight c5. At least I have a knight. Knights are tricky. So down a pawn, down 2 pawns and the exchange. And I'm losing h7. Please take it. Queen trade. Well, I have 2 connected passers. Like, despite being down 2 pawns, I have pass pawns. Which maybe makes life better. Oh, I'm only down 1 pawn. Because I can't count. Could pre-move this. But I only have 15 seconds. That's the worst part. At least it's not too difficult to push pawns quickly. Are we going to see another fork knight? It's possible. I want to put the knight on d3, bring the king in. Ooh, I don't want to allow him to sack though. So my knight is actually as powerful as a rook in this type of position. Maybe I'll put the knight on b3, put the king on c5 and play d4. He's getting lower in time, which I like to see. 13 seconds. It's not much, but it should be enough. Pre-move d4. Maybe I shouldn't have pre-moved d4. Block his triple pawns. His king's going to help out, but my pawns are still rolling. Let's take. Put the rook on a7. 9 seconds left. He's running low too. Yeah, I think I'm going to flag him. But he played well. I might be winning on the board too. But I don't know, it's so complex. I was probably losing in the final position. Good game though. Anil Chandak. Like, the opening was great for me, and then I lost g7, which was unnecessary. Yeah, 94 was a little bit careless. Alright, back to tournament. Now I'm chasing 2 people, maybe Scotch G. There's not much time to catch up, there's only 13 minutes left, 14 minutes left. That's like maybe 2 more games. So I pretty much have to berserk. I'm probably going to play Daniel Moreno. Yeah. Do I berserk? I probably berserk if I want to win the tournament. I'll play a London. My score against him is good. I've only lost 1 game. It was the first game we've ever played. Look at that. The very first game we played. And that may have been in a simul. This wasn't a simul. I remember this game too. Oh, he played well. So I'm berserking against the #1 ranked player. Have to play fast. I want to play 1 more game after this too. queen b6. So knight a3 is usually the best way to meet queen b6. And knight c4, defend or attacking and defending. So we're going to have some King's Indian setup. Yeah, b5, double-edged move. So a4 might come, trying to undermine the structure. Let's play queen c2, preparing e4, also maybe preparing b3. Put the bishop here. Yeah, probably b3 will come, like similar type of idea as last game. Bishop d5, probably queen b2. Meanwhile, I want to play rook fc1 and c4. If he takes on a4, I play c4 immediately. Also attacking the pawn 3 times. So let's take and win a pawn, maybe? He takes on c3, we trade, I win a6. Otherwise, I'm winning b5. I'll take with the queen. Queen should not get trapped. I always have d3. Or back to b1. So I'm up a pawn. c4 should still come. And maybe even c5, because my bishop is effective. Time is almost equal. Oh, c3 hung. I forgot about c3. Yeah, it's going to be equal. No advantage for white. Completely forgot the pawn was hanging. Well, maybe I should have played rook c1 first. So we both have one pawn island. But there is room to play for something. Okay, we'll trade off. Kick the bishop away, maybe play bishop f3 or bishop g4 soon. e4 doesn't quite work. Let's play rook. Oh no. Let's play f3, bishop f2, and g4. Maybe even bishop e1. Put the king on f2. Looks weird, but it should be solid. He wants a trade. Okay, fine with trading. My bishop will enter e6. Maybe d5 at some point. Put the king back on e2. I don't want to trade too much. Creating a lot of tension though. Wow. Let's take and attack this. Check. If he plays king f6, this doesn't work. Let's take and maybe knight c5. Active knight. King f6, f4. Or even knight d7. Let's play f4 first. I think I'm winning a pawn. Threatening to fork the king and knight. Fork knight. I could fork bishop. Oh, I could just fork and win the bishop and then win the pawns, maybe? Oh, I'm winning both pawns. This knight's stuck too. Let's go activate the king and win the bishop. Okay, somehow it worked out. I think the bishop on a8 just got way too passive, wasn't useful. Oh, so this guy's leading, Izuna Uchiha, berserking and winning every game, strong player. 147 players in the tournament. I don't think I'll get a chance to play him, and he's about to win another game. Or is he? No, he's not going to win that. I think he's down a pawn. I don't know what the time situation is. Oh, he's berserking. I'm berserking. Everyone's berserking. Oh yeah, he's not going to win that. Okay, so I basically just need to win this game. And then maybe I'll even have time for one more if we're both berserking. I'm playing aggressively. Knight g4. So many people play this, like d3, knight c3. Lock into knight g4. Queen e2. Allowing some massacre. This looks very nice. Queen h4, g3 takes, rook g2. Not seeing the win, but I could just take on e4. I think I'll just castle. And maybe go for f5 even. This is just so nice. I mean, I can always consider winning the rook. But I just want to leave my knight here. It slows down any development. Like this queen blocks a bishop, blocks a rook. King is blocked. There. Let's play f5, just increase pressure. Maybe get the rook into the game. Take and attack the queen. Queen d3, probably bishop d6. Attacking the pawn. Also maybe c5 ideas. Knight e6. So he was going for the fork. So I'm aligning my queen with his king. Also allowing my last piece to come into the game. So now it's just a matter of winning quickly. Let's do this. Almost winning the queen, but not quite. It's queen e3. Ooh. First I thought he disconnected. So the queens are getting traded, but the attack against the king will continue. And white's going to flag. And he disconnected. Not the best connection. Okay, back to tournament. I'm in the lead, and the guy behind me lost a game, so... But he's about to win this one. So he'll get 3 points for winning. Right? Then I need to win one more game. But there's only 3 minutes left in the tournament. It better start soon. Giant mouse. No, I'm gonna play him too. I don't want to play him. 'Cause he just passed me. Well, this will be difficult. Berserking, okay. Budapest. Hey, he's playing the Carlsen variation. Not realizing that I played the Budapest. Put the knight here, allowing queen f6. Whoa, he's just blundering. Okay, I thought this was going to be a bit more difficult. Please just resign. Let's take the rook and do this. Maybe d4 coming. Given d3. I'll put my rook on d8. This is still going to be difficult to win. Move the knight. If he takes on b7, maybe c6. The bishop is almost trapped. Oh, knight c5 and my queen is almost trapped. I have to play queen e8. Weird position. This game is not going to finish before the tournament ends, unfortunately. But I'll at least try and win it. Just to get some pride. Let's play this. Try and trap the bishop. Attack the pawn, maybe preparing queen a3. Bishop e4 doesn't look right. Let's just do this. If queen takes d3, I have c5. Okay, does that blunder a pawn? Let's just be safe. Defending c6 as well. Now c5, and now the h-pawn should hang. Ah, the tournament is ending. No. So, yeah, he officially won the tournament. But I'm hopefully going to officially win this game. Can I play like bishop h3? It's a cool move. Maybe not the most necessary move, but it looks cool. Attacking, and if this line, and then if he takes a bishop, I have some fun. Move back, attacking the pawn. Put the rook here. I still want to take the pawn. He takes my pawn. Let's attack the bishop. Keep attacking. Yeah, if rook f3, rook c1. Okay, so I went undefeated. Someone trying to cheer like over 1 billion bits. It doesn't quite work like that. Eric probably needs to do a video about how to play the Budapest for black. Do you subscribe to me on YouTube? Because I've done 3 videos this month. Actually at the beginning of the month, like January 1st through the 3rd. And they're all labeled like Budapest, like cool tricks and traps and stuff. So Anyway, second place. Congratulations to my opponent, Azuna Uchiha. No idea if I pronounced that correctly. Well, that was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We had almost 150 players, 149. So I'll probably do more tournaments if so many people play.